beautiful people, this is me, I'm your host, and today I'm gonna be talking about the new 10-pan eyeshadow palette from Wet n Wild. So if you're curious what I have to say, then keep on watching. Wet n Wild, it's widely available and accessible. You can find their quartz and their bigger palettes. However, now they have something new. But let me backtrack a little bit. They started, okay, at that time they have the 3-pan eyeshadow palettes. Few years ago they repackaged them and they add fourth shade, which is called Transition. With the bigger palettes they used to have 8 shades, and similar as with this, they make it more modern, and that's the current package. So instead of 8 shades you have 10, where you also have, come on, open up, where you also have 2 transitioning shades. So in here I have a couple different palettes so I can easily show it to you. And yes, they come in different varieties. So we have this one and then we have another one. Recently, Wet n Wild, they come up, or I should say they upgrade the package. So now instead of being in black, it's in white, and also the size and shape of the eyeshadow pans is different. Like in here, they're all the same. And okay, what else is new? If memory serves me right, they come up with 6 palettes. Some of them they're bright new, some of them are bright new, but I think 2 of them are still remake of the old one. Kind of not really a remake. This one, it's called Nude Awakening, and those are the shades inside. I'm gonna insert a picture of the newer version. And even though the name is the same, Nude Awakening, the shades are a little bit different. And why I'm mentioning? Because let's say this is Rose in the Air. If you like this palette and enjoy the color story, I cannot guarantee that again you're gonna find those shades in the new version. But what you can do, if you have any store around you, you can easily pick up a new one. Why? Because even though they repackage, they have new color stories. For example, let's say this is oranges and pink. There is one which is yellow, but previously they didn't have a color story with yellow in it. In case if you do enjoy the old shades, I would say see if you can still buy them. But if you want to try something new, or I should say new varieties, you can easily give a try to those. But let me swatch them so at least you know how they look. This palette has 10 shades, and on the back it has numbers, so it's 1 through 10, and some of them they have a little star, meaning do not use around your eyes. And I assume that's the glittery shades. Oh, the shades are matte, shimmer and glittery. In here you're not gonna see the glitter, but in the other palettes there's a lot of glitter. So depending what you want, you can easily go with the color family. But let me swatch them for you. Let me start with the top. Okay, so those are the first 2. And yes, they are kind of, alright, you can see the pigment, but they're also soft. I'm not gonna say they're gonna have fallout, but you have to watch out for it. So make sure you're gonna apply eye primer, so in that case the color is gonna stick better. I'm gonna go with the rest of the shades. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 1. As you can see for yourself, you have matte and shimmer. Okay, so those are the shades from this palette. And yes, you can easily see that there's a variety of shades. There are pigmented, some more than the others. But I'm gonna insert a footage of me doing this eye look. So in that case, you can see how those shades are performing. As you see for yourself, I have nothing on my eyes. Why? Because I want to try it on the new palette from Wet n Wild. This one, it's called Heart and Soul. And yes, you have a beautiful variety of shades. And You know what? Let me show you a little bit closer. You have variety of mattes and shimmers. And yes, they come in different tones. The palette has 10 shades, but this one, or at least this particular one, has like 2 color families. So on this side, you're gonna have oranges and corals, while here it's more pinkish. And let's see what I can go with. You know what? I'm gonna try to go with those 4 shades and see how they're gonna look on me. I'm gonna use this shade underneath my brows as a base and also as a transition color. I'm gonna apply this orangey shade on my lids and one of the darker ones on my crease, and then I'm gonna put one of the shimmers, or I should say I'm gonna tap it in, see how it will look. So right now I'm gonna apply the orangey shade. Okay, the pigmentation, it's nice. With the first one, I wasn't sure because it was light shade. But this one, yes, it is nice. And it happened that also is matte. That's the orangey color. And I'm gonna follow up with... which one? Okay, I don't want to make too many mistakes. So I'm gonna go with this shade in my crease just to bring a little bit of the depth in my eyes. So let's put it on the brush and I'm gonna apply it. And yes, also you're getting punch of color. I'm gonna go back to the first shade just to clean up the edges. I'm gonna apply the shimmer one on my lids and see how it will perform. Okay, so you have a tiny glitter. Okay, so we get a nice sparkle. Of course, you can apply it with a brush. Make sure you're gonna put some makeup setting spray. In that case, the color is gonna be more bolder, I should say more visible. But if you don't wanna have too much glitter on you, you can easily apply it with your finger and you're still gonna have a nice shade. Anyway, I mean nice mixture. I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what, it does looks quite pretty. At this point I'm gonna apply mascara and the rest of my makeup, and let's see what else I can add to it. I'm back. As you see, I already have mascara on my lashes. And what else can be done? Possible a little bit of brow eyeliner. However, since I have the mascara on, I'm gonna skip it and maybe just put a little bit of the orangey color underneath and one of the lightened shades in the corner just to open up the eye. So let's do that. With this brush, or I should say like an angle brush, I'm gonna take a little bit of color and put underneath. And I think I did a mistake because I already have mascara on, so that's not gonna work. Alright, let's give it a try with a Q-tips. Okay, yeah, you can kind of work it out. It's not perfect, but you can still put the shade under. I'm gonna apply our first color to the corner of my eyes just to open them up and eliminate any, not fallouts, but you know what, sometimes when you apply the eyeshadows and you have some residue in the corners, yes, that's what I'm trying to clean now. Let me apply the rest of my makeup and I see you later. Okay, and we are back. So my thoughts about the palette, or I should say, who is it for? If you want to try a new color stories, you can easily give it a try. If you don't want to spend, let's say $50, $60, $70 for a palette which you don't know if you're gonna use because maybe the colors will not suit you, then yes, those palettes are worth looking into it. Now, I can only talk about this palette, or I should say this color story. There are other palettes, and if you watch people's review, they have mixed thoughts. Take their opinion with the grain of salt. I will say the matte shades perform quite well, with the shimmery to be found out, but only based on the swatches. I will say I'm not gonna have any issues with it. There are other palettes with glitter in it. From the other people's review, they say that the glitter could be problematic, so that's one thing keep in your mind. But the one which I have on here, I'm like, so far they stay. If you're not sure about it, you can easily apply eye primer or a makeup setting spray, so in that case they're gonna stay longer. Is this palette worth buying? I will say yes, because you're getting 10 shades. Even if you don't like 2 or 3 of them, you still have a bunch of other colors which you can experiment and play with. And for this price, I think this was like a $5, make it even $6. It is a good deal for your money. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you can really go wrong with it. There are other palettes, so based on your preferences, I will say choose the one which you like. So far, I do like this palette, and I will see myself repurchasing, or I should say buying another one, but not this one, like a different shade. But so far, you know what? I think this thing is worth looking into it.